Hello, I am Enrique Barra, and in this video we will see the introduction to React. Nowadays we have many technologies, frameworks and libraries that can be chosen to create a web application, that is a client application. For example, we have Angular, we have Vue, Sails, Meteor, Backbone and many other possibilities. But which one should we choose? Well, it depends. Depends on the characteristics, what we have to do, the functionalities that we want to create or to develop. So it happens what they call the JavaScript fatigue. What React proposes is not just another library or another framework, but a new way of doing things, to keep it simple and with a one-way data binding that we will see. Well, the client model view controller is the model view controller pattern just taken from the server, where it was traditionally done, to the client, to this kind of application. And this is what most of these frameworks and libraries propose. It is the model that covers the data, the controller that has the application logic, and the view, that is the user interface that the user sees. So this architecture, this pattern is, as I say, what most of these frameworks propose, but React only is the view. So what is React? React is a JavaScript library for building user interfaces. So it's a library and it's the V of the MVC. And of course we will see that this concept, the MVC concept, will change. When we will add Redux to React, we will complete the architecture, not just the V, that is React, but we will add other components, and we will see the MVC concept changes. Well, React was created by Facebook because they had a recurring bug. They had, in this notification panel at Facebook, they had a bug that they tried to solve every time, and like a couple of months later, it was again there, because Facebook had introduced new changes in the page, in the platform, and all the parts of the application try to notify. So when the user goes there, the number of the notification was wrong. For example, they had here 2 notifications, and when they opened the slide down, there was no notification. So once in a while, the bug was already there, because they had a very complex architecture and very complex and a lot of components and a lot of parts of the application, and all interacting with each other. So what they did was create a new way to do things, very simple, with one-way data binding. Okay, and this is React, the library that is open source. They opened it to the community, and nowadays it is used by many companies, like for example, of course, Facebook and Instagram, but also Khan Academy, Airbnb, Sony, etc. Well, the 3 main characteristics of React are, in the first place, the virtual DOM. Okay, so the state, instead of on the HTML DOM, will be saved in JavaScript. That is the programming language. This makes many sense. React is based on components that are chunks of the page, that are parts of the page that communicate each other and that can be reused here and there. So they will be very tested and they will be reused. We will see. And React proposes unidirectional data flow. That is, the model and the view does not communicate between each other. Okay? The model and the view, when the view is updated, the model does not automatically update, and when the model is updated, the view does not automatically update. This way of doing things is called double-way data binding. For example, Angular does this, and React doesn't do this. They do a unidirectional data flow. Well, about the virtual DOM is how React represents the HTML DOM in memory, okay, as a JavaScript object. So the HTML DOM is represented in the programming language, that is JavaScript. Okay, so this will be very efficient. The DOM will not be modified directly by React, but this JavaScript object will be the one that will be modified, and React internally will see the optimal way to modify the HTML DOM. That is a very complex process because it has many nodes and many parts to modify. For example, when we do a set state and we change something in our application, some nodes of this tree will be modified. For example, these three here. So these nodes are dirty, but in the JavaScript object. And when something needs to be rendered, React will optimally see that the blue nodes here are the ones that need to be rendered. I insist that this is just an internal process of React, and they have optimized very well. We don't have just to worry about it, just to know that it exists and that it is very efficient, and also differentiate React from other libraries and other frameworks. Okay, so thank you for getting to this part of the video, and see you in the next video.